Hello, brothers and sisters. This is Steven Smelanich, and you are watching This Saint's Theory. So, a couple years back, I wrote a book called What is a Woman, which was subsequently changed to Understanding Women, but nobody ever wanted to publish the book, so it remains unpublished. And now, a guy named Matt Walsh has beaten me to it on a technicality by also releasing a book titled What is a Woman? But not only that, but also releasing a documentary under the exact same name.
What is a woman? Can you tell me that? Well, you're at the Women's March. You must have some idea. Please, if one person could tell me what a woman is.
You are not here for women! We ask you to leave!
What is that?
What is a Woman is a documentary on Daily Wire in which Matt Walsh attempts to investigate whether or not anyone can answer a simple biological question of what is a woman. And he found that not a lot of people apparently can answer the question. In this documentary, it seemed like he really attempted to put aside his biases and really try to get a straight answer out of people as to what the truth is, what is a woman. And I very much appreciate his secular approach to it, to make it more broad, more mainstream. A lot of Christians are giving him flack for not incorporating God because, that's bad. Anything that doesn't have the name God in it, at least once, is evil. But of course, as truth goes, anywhere there is truth, there is God. So just because he doesn't say God in the documentary doesn't mean God isn't involved, because God is truth. There's a lot of very disturbing things that the documentary gets into, but I'll let you watch it for yourself to see how gender ideology has corrupted, so many people to do so many crazy, sexually disturbing things. There's nothing sacred to these people at this point. Many of you will know that I made a video not too long ago talking about the scientific evidences behind gender, called Scientific Evidence for the Family of Proclamation to the World, in which I talk about the gender equality paradox. That's another thing that I feel like Matt Walsh should have brought up, because it very much seems to suggest that the more estrogen you have, the more feminine you're going to be, the more likely you're going to be female, and the more testosterone you have, the more likely you're going to be male, the more likely you're going to have a masculine mindset. We both have estrogen and testosterone. We both have masculine and feminine sides, everyone. But for women, their bodies are made to put the feminine forward, and for the males, it seems their bodies are more so meant to put the masculine forward. And again, there are people that are sort of in between all that, and yet there still seems to be a pretty good divide of what is a man and what is a woman. But the main thing that I want to get at is the fact that the documentary itself seems to just show how nihilistic this world is. Friedrich Nietzsche has once again proven himself a prophet in one sense or the other, because he predicted that with the Christian God dead, we would try to replace the Christian God with nihilistic things that don't have any meaning at all in the long run. And that's what these people are doing. They're saying there is no meaning to anything, especially when they get down to the fact that they seem so allergic to the word truth.
Just trying to start by getting to the truth,
Yeah, I'm really uncomfortable with that language of getting to the truth again. In social life.
Why is that uncomfortable?
Because it sounds actually deeply transphobic to me. And if you keep probing, we're going to stop the interview.
If I probe about what the truth is?
You keep invoking the word truth, which is condescending and rude. I'm saying to you...
How is the word truth condescending and rude?
Why don't you tell me what your truth is, and you're walking on 30 seconds more of thin ice before I get up.
With people that can't answer a question as simple as what is woman, you definitely have to wonder what kind of a nihilistic world we live in. The common answer that people tend to give is, as portrayed in the documentary, a woman is someone who identifies as a woman. Okay, but what is that? What is a woman? well, a woman is 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 a woman. It's very strange how they can't even define what a woman is. Others will say, a woman, only women know what women are. Well, I'm not a dog, but I still know what a dog is. Okay, maybe we go ask a woman. But then apparently several women don't even know how to answer what they are. Apparently they're nothing. Another huge problematic theme is the fact that this seems to stem from childhood. And when children are young, they don't have a full understanding of much of anything in reality. Children, their brains aren't fully developed, and so why we are allowing them to make extreme life-changing decisions, like being able to change their gender and then giving them hormone blockers to sterilize them, and chopping off teen girls' breasts and making eunuchs out of little boys, is absolutely insane. Like we're potato heads, We're easily changeable. Matt Walsh interviews this one lady, telling her, well, Santa Claus doesn't exist, but children believe that Santa Claus exists, to demonstrate that they don't have a full grasp of reality. And the lady he's interviewing isn't sure she can answer whether or not Santa Claus exists. In other words, she seems to be stuck in this Peter Pan state where her brain has stopped developing or something or other and refuses to acknowledge reality as it is. And now there are people that aren't even sure what a human is.
So now we are seeing kids that are identifying as animals going to school, and they are purring instead of answering questions, and they meow, and the teachers are not allowed to question it because it's considered a queer identity.
Matt Walsh interviews somebody who believes that she is for sure a wolf. And as I said, apparently a lot of this stuff begins at childhood, when you think you can be anything. But these parents just push it on these children. My cousin, when she was little, when we asked her what her gender was, she would often say, I'm a boy. And watching this documentary, I have to wonder, what would have happened if we said, yes, you are a boy, and started dressing her in boy clothes and pushing her to change to be a boy? Where would she be today? I'm not sure she would have a full understanding or grasp of her own identity. But thankfully, that didn't happen. We simply laughed about it, and she eventually grew out of the phase. And that seems to be what the majority of these children tend to do. It's a phase they go through, and then they eventually grow out of it. Something from Almut, a very famous book, is about a man who learns that because God is dead, nothing is really real. He comes up with the famous saying, nothing is true, everything is permitted. And he uses that mantra to control people and build a kingdom. And that seems to be exactly what's happening today. When you don't think anything is true, everything is permitted, and you can go and do whatever you want. And it's just rampant chaos everywhere. There's nothing sacred. Murdering someone doesn't mean anything. Stealing from people doesn't mean anything. It's just the more that we travel down this route of saying reality doesn't exist, reality isn't real, the more we're going to think like criminals, the more we're going to think like serial killers, the more society is going to think that nothing is sacred and nothing should be sacred and nothing means anything. An interesting video I watched recently was by Max Derrett. You'll see him in my favorite channels list. He is a really smart person. I highly recommend you subscribe to him. But he recently put out a video from the anime Monster about a villain called Johann Liebert. Johann Liebert is a man who grew up without a true sense of identity in this genetics program of sorts, where he wasn't given a name and mothers are told to simply give birth to them, breastfeed them, and then have their memories wiped and go away. But his mother tried to escape with him, and to try to hide him, she made him dress up like his sister, which only confused his identity even further. And so, being without a name, having his gender confused, he grew up to be a monster and a murderer, someone who would burn down libraries and convince small children to commit suicide. And Max Stirrett talks about how this is basically the devil incarnate. You know, we're basically creating the devil when we say that nothing is real and nobody has any real sense of identity, because it's all imaginary. Max Stirrett thinks that it's almost impossible to create someone like Johann Liebert, but with the situations that I see around me today, with people saying that everything is, you can be anything you want to be, reality isn't real, it's all in your imagination, we very much so may end up seeing someone like a Johann Liebert, a sinister being who is all about nihilism and death and treating everything like it's nothing somewhere down the line. And this absolutely worries me. Like, it sickens me that that what is a woman is such a simple question, and yet nobody wants to answer it. At least nobody with gender ideology on their minds wants to answer it. This plague is just, it haunts me. It's giving me nightmares. So I'm gonna leave it. I'm sorry I had to leave it off on such a low note, but this is a serious thing that Matt Walsh brings up in this documentary that I think we need to have a serious discussion about, and we need to seriously contemplate what is reality and how do we prevent someone like a Johann Liebert from ever coming into existence. Pretty sure Dr. John Money came close with his crazy experiments to creating a Johann Liebert. So tell me about what you think in the comment section below. If you saw the documentary, do these things disturb you like they disturb me? Share it with somebody. And also remember to like the video so that the algorithm knows to pick it up, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. And please remember to keep it righteous.